yeah, pretty soon we're going to have a major pilot shortage, I think, because my era, we're all retiring now. We were all hired 35 years ago, and we're all reaching that magic age, even though they've upped it. But I believe they were saying back in the 70s when I got hired, and I was the Vietnam era where everybody was coming home from Vietnam, the war had ended, that there'd be a severe pilot shortage, like maybe in 10 years. And that never happened at all. And now with all the glut of new commuter airlines, Northwest, for instance, has Compass, all these new upstart airlines. So I think so, yeah.
Well, I'm based in the UK, and a shortage of people in aviation, it is real, it is very apparent. There's a shortage because business is booming, and they need a lot of pilots. They need a lot of people in ground support. They need engineers. It's a vibrant and wonderful world of aviation going on right now and for the foreseeable future.
We've noticed a shortage of people in aviation careers because it very dramatically is affecting the Cessna pilot centers that we produce the curriculums for and that we interact with a great deal. And they're very aware of the shortage of flight instructors because flight instructors are moving with many fewer hours than used to be required into the regionals and into the majors. We notice it ourselves because we're always looking for good subject matter experts to add to our course development department, and we're having real trouble finding people that are available.
We are short in a lot of facilities, and there were a lot of unexpected retirements which caused that shortage, and the FAA has a huge recruitment effort underway to fill the gaps.
Besides a shortage of people just in aviation, there's a complete shortage of people in math and science and technology, and this need in the United States for the top math and science students is something that we are addressing through X Prize and through Zero G. So we're doing our best to really stimulate kids at that critical age when they're between ages 8 and 14, where they really become passionate about something that sets in motion the series of events that will decide what they do in their lives.
Aero-TV is brought to you by...
Today, there is an affordable, high-performance, easy-to-own and easy-to-operate very light jet designed with you in mind. Far less expensive than any other twin-engine jet to buy, it is also the least expensive to own and operate. It is the Eclipse 500. The jet that's easy to buy, easy to fly, and fun to own. The jet for you.
Now, back to Aero-TV.
More people in aviation are needed very badly, and I'm doing my best to try and promote that. Wherever I give talks, I talk about the world of aviation and what a wonderful world it is if you're a pilot, but you don't just have to be a pilot. You can be an engineer, you could be a draftsman, you could even be somebody who drives a snowplow on the runway. You know, but it's a wonderful fraternity, the world of aviation.
Couple things. One, to cope with the shortage of pilots and flight instructors, what we're going to have to do is create course material that supplements the fact that we won't have as many flight instructors. So the flight instructors are going to have to be more efficient in what they do, and the student is going to have to be better prepared when they show up for flight instruction. So as an industry, we're going to have to prepare for this by doing a good job of preparing the student for their flight and not have to rely on the flight instructors to do ground school. Flight instructors may not be available to do that in the future.
I think that's going to affect the industry, though, if you start getting inexperienced together up in the cockpit. You know, you got to have in the flight deck at least one really experienced person. So that's my fear down the road.
We're always going to keep the skies safe, regardless of how many people are working. What we would do is limit the amount of airplanes in the sky at one time, so it's always commensurate with who you have to staff all your positions.
Aero-TV is brought to you by... Cirrus aircraft have always been easy to fly. Now they're easier than ever to buy. A complete line of ownership programs gives you everything you need to purchase, trade, finance, lease, insure, and warranty your Cirrus. There's even an ownership program for non-pilots. The Cirrus Access Pilot can teach you how to fly, or fly the plane for you. Find out more at www.cirrusdesign.com. Cirrus, for the love of flying. Now, back to Aero-TV.
I get a lot of people when I'm signing autographs, they'll say, well, what should my kid do? And I say, take him to the airport and buy him a fan flight, you know, because that's your first taste of whether he'll like it or not. You know, you can sit there and hand out scholarships or fund something, but if they find they're not interested in that, or even whether you're turning a wrench or whether you're going to do something in the administrative part of flying, you know, just so it's such a huge facet of jobs.
And it's really a matter of giving kids the recognition and the realization that they can, in fact, fulfill their dreams. So that's what we're doing with Zero G. In X Prize, really, we're making sure that all of our prizes, particularly those in exploration, are ones that have a high school component, education component, where as these competitions are going on, kids can follow the teams, can become involved with the teams, can hopefully we'll be launching competitions in parallel at the high school or junior high school level as well. So I know I got started, I got passionate when I was a kid by Apollo, and I want to give back and really get kids excited that they can do this stuff. And so far the feedback has been positive that it's working.
When John and I grew up and were starting to fly, it was a time when most people had not flown. No one had been in space. No one had yet rounded the moon and looked back at the Earth. And all of that was so dramatic and so exciting and really turned people on. But the young people that are growing up today grew up with all of that. They grew up with people being on the moon and the space shuttles around the Earth and seeing what the world looks like from space, not just from an airplane.
I think we need to start recruiting at colleges that are not associated specifically with aviation degrees, just four-year universities at great schools, even in the local LA area. I can do that and reach the graduates.
Women in aviation are playing a huge role in inspiring young people, leading them forwards, making them feel that they're part of a great, big, wonderful group.
To get more young people involved, in my view, in aviation, we're going to have to learn to compete with all the alternative things that they could be doing with their time. Computers are fun, a lot of electronic things are fun, so what we need to do is incorporate computers into learning in the same engaging way that they're incorporating computers in all the rest of their lives. So we're working hard on that at King Schools, and I think it will make a difference because, frankly, we're going to have to work very, very hard at making it as fun to fly as all the other things that they do in their lives.
It's not automatic that they're going to be turned on by getting into an airplane. So what we have to have are fun, exciting airplanes with exciting cockpits like we have now with the glass cockpits, that engaging fun programs for them to learn to fly, because they're going to they look at it differently. It's not an automatic excitement for them like it used to be.